Welcome to another Twin Cap. We finally have reached season two. I'm Tyler. I'm joined with Jake. How you doing, man? We got to season two.
We did the hard part is over. Now we're just in season two.
Now we're in it. Like you're officially in it. Season one is behind us. You've got basically three iterations of this show left. You have all of season two, which is the longest piece of like media regarding the show. Then you have the movie, and then you have the return, which is basically season three. So I mean, you're almost like in the middle of the whole thing.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know you kind of said it about the end of how the end of season two, episode one, which I'm sure we'll get to, kind of teases things that are to come with the movie. And I kind of got that sense watching. It's like, oh, they're showing us the real shit now. I think my impulse, I don't know, it's still kind of too early to say, but I think my impulse earlier in season one, when I was like, this feels like it's almost like a satanic ritual or some kind of demon shit going on. It kind of seems like I was onto something. So we'll see. TBD.
Yeah, you can obviously tell Lynch directed this episode one of season two. You can tell when he directs anything because it's just very unique and surreal. But yeah, the ending of season two, episode one, the little dream that Renette has is very like that's how Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me feels. It's just very dark and it's intense. It's like that scene was very scary. So yeah, what'd
No,
you think of the
I got
episode?
scared.
Oh, you
I got
did? You got
scared
nervous?
in that I was like, because it was like late at night we were watching it. I think my partner had already fallen asleep, so it was just me watching it, and I was like, oh no, looking around,
I'm
you know.
I'm glad you got that though, because that's how I experienced it the first time. I was all alone. It was like it was always really late at night when I would watch this after everyone went to bed. So I probably watched this episode at 2 in the morning. And it just like comes out of nowhere. It's just Laura's face with some crazy lighting, and you see Bob, and who just has a naturally scary face, and the way his face is lit. It's a very scary scene. And it even got me again when I watched it too. I was like, oh my God. It's very uncomfortable.
Well, it's striking that like we're in season two and we still just we only know like surface level stuff about Laura herself. Like there's still so much we don't know about Laura. And it stood out to me that we know even less about the other girl who was harmed. She wasn't killed, but she was like traumatized and beat up and stuff. I think her name was like Ronnie or something.
Oh yeah, Ronette, who had she's the one who
Renette.
had the vision or dream of Laura. Yeah, her at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
When her
There's
her arms started rising, I was like, oh my gosh.
yeah, no, very intense. But I love the way this one started off bat because it basically starts as soon as season one ended. Cooper's laying on the floor. Hilarious scene with the room service guy, the old guy.
Dude, that was flawless.
Dude, you immediately know it's going to be an amazing episode when that happens. You're like, okay.
He would leave and then he would leave and then he
You'd be
would come
like,
back and go, just classic, dude. Just like absurdist humor, classic. And it makes me think like I'm sure there's other supernatural elements that'll come into the show later, or I wouldn't be surprised. But you know that guy, the I don't know how the butler. I don't know how you want
yeah, it's
to
the butler room service guy. Yeah.
room service dude. He walked in. And he was quite tall, and so in my head I was like, is this the giant? And he's like kind of
Oh,
seems even more tall to Cooper because Cooper's like laying flat on the ground. So it made me wonder because just right after that is when he has this vision of a tall of the giant, right? Like may the giant be with you. It makes me wonder if like was that a real vision or was it like his mind playing tricks on him because he just saw another tall guy, he's bleeding out on the floor. Who knows?
yeah, the giant, by the way, iconic Twin Peaks character. Like
But
you probably have a list of like three or four iconic characters. Like when you see them, you're like Twin Peaks. The giant is for sure one of them. And that actor's
well,
still alive, so maybe he's in season three, maybe he's not.
maybe. Well, it's interesting to me. Like it felt like I don't know. I'm always projecting my own interests into shit like this, but it felt the most biblical of like the
Yeah,
vision
yeah.
scenes by far because it's like this will happen, and then when you see that, you will believe, and it's just like whoa, this is so playing on like King James version of the Bible, and it made me think of this little guy from Daniel chapter 2. I think it's chapter 2, where it's like it's literal like a literal giant, and
Right.
like visions in the night, literal night visions coming to Daniel. So anyway, it just made me. Made me think of that.
That is a good comparison. I didn't think about that. It is biblical in the way that it was presented because the guy's like 7 feet tall. He's like literally he's massive. And the Butler guy was already tall too, but this dude was just like I wonder, you know what? I wonder if that was kind of a play on maybe, I don't know, because the episode is called what's it called? The
May the giant
giant
be with you.
May the giant be with you, and that's how it opens up, but then you get the actual giant. I wonder if people thought the same thing.
I'm like, Goliath, you lost a lot of weight, dude.
I know you're super thin, but I had to pull up on my computer the three clues that he gives Cooper because they're so weird but so great. So he appears over Cooper and he tells him there are three things. There is a man in a smiling bag. Number two, the owls are not what they seem. And number three, without chemicals, he points. And then he takes Cooper's ring and says he will give the ring back whenever he discovers what the clues are. So like when you heard those, impossible to
Right.
decipher. Like you're just like, okay. Like I have you're probably like, I have no
Yeah.
guess of what that could possibly mean.
Just like smiling bag from the get go. You're like, all right, guy. I know you're trying to be cryptic. I know you're trying to fuck with me, Mr. David Lynch. And I like it, so keep going.
Yeah, and then I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, whenever he gets to the hospital, he did have a bulletproof vest on because I thought I remembered him wearing one, but it was just not where he usually places it. So that's why he was able to survive, which is
Well,
good.
it's like, what are I mean, are they even clues though? Because it's like there's a man in the smiling bag. It seems to be referring to Jacques, who was killed by Laura's dad.
Or yeah, Hank.
Was no wait, no, no.
Yeah, it was Hank, the guy with
Who killed Jacques?
Norma. It was Hank, the guy who's working with Josie. Remember who got out of prison? She paid him $90,000 to come out of.
Yeah, but didn't she kill? He killed Leo. Did he kill Jacques?
Oh, Leo, you're right. So I'm thinking of Leo. You're right. Yes, yes. Laura's dad did kill Jacques. I'm sorry. You're correct.
Because he comes in, he's all like, "I'm gonna do it," and it's hilarious that his Laura's dad's hair goes white.
Dude, he's just like having a great time, man, frolicking around the living room, pure
I'm
white
like, this
hair.
has to be. It has to be that. What's that actor? He's a iconic actor. I forget his iconic TV actor.
I
Isn't
can't
it
think of
Roy
who it is.
something?
I can't think of who it is, but he does look familiar, the guy. And
He was
he's
in
totally
God's Not
different.
Dead 3, I think.
Oh, you'll find him. You'll find him, I'm sure. He,
Well, it's
no,
good.
totally different demeanor. I was saying, like, because in the first season, he was just like hollering and just kind of being weird. And this one, he's being weird, but he's just like jolly.
And I'm trying to figure out where that is. Like, is he in denial or is this like genuine? You know, I can't find the actor now, but he's in. I know him from Agent Carter season 2. Um, but I was, it just made me think like, okay, did this actor have to film something else and dye his hair white in between season 1 and 2, and they just rolled with it for season 2? Because that sounds like something David Lynch would do.
Yeah, and it works. I mean, just to roll with it, people could easily buy into it. But yeah, we also learned that Leo did not die. He's in a coma, which
Ugh,
is just like
I knew
annoying.
it.
You know, it's like, all right. But I mean, I think just with the end of the episode, it kind of like now feels like maybe he did not do it. You know, maybe he was probably someone else if you're showing us this. And I think they also said somewhere in the episode that the woman that was murdered the year before Laura, Leo was at a hotel somewhere else, so he could not have done that. So, kind of makes you think like, okay, maybe he is innocent of that crime. But
It's kind of a
yeah,
relief that he's ostensibly innocent of that crime, because I think it would just be kind of lazy to make the
yeah,
worst guy the guy who killed Laura.
it'd be
You know,
boring. Yeah, and then Josie was not in this, right? I don't remember seeing Josie. She's just kind of like gone right now, right?
I don't even know if I noticed that, but you might be right.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything on her. Maddie, Laura's cousin, did have a few scenes. They go to obviously she's talks to that's when we see Laura's dad with the white hair when she's kind of telling her about the tapes and stuff. And then she sees the blood on the floor. Remember that, like the shadow of blood kind of appear on the
Mm-mm.
floor? That was kind of weird. But you any thoughts on that?
Not really, man. It's just like every time, like, again, like you start to kind of piece things together, and then it's just like, boom, another weird thing. to throw you off your scent. Like that, what like the clue about the owls and the points. I'm
No.
like, is
Yeah,
it
the
even a
smiling.
clue? Is it just a
Well,
prediction? Because what does the smiling bag thing even tell us? Does that actually help us solve the crime at all?
which we saw, but it's like, what does it mean? It was Jacques'
Right.
body bag. We were like, okay, like one clue down. But he's thinking of the other two clues, but the giant comes back to him, and I have to read what he says too. This is at the very end of the episode, and he
Mhm.
tells Cooper, do not search for all the answers to the clue at once because a path is formed by laying one stone at a time. Basically telling him, take your time, take it one by one. You found the smiling bag, focus on the other two.
Yeah,
Which
I
means, I
mean,
mean, it means, it doesn't really mean anything, but it's like, okay.
I think that it kind of strikes me as the show producers and writers telling the audience like, hey, slow down. We're gonna cook. Just let us cook.
This episode had a good way of doing exposition to kind of recap everything that's happened. Whenever
Mhm.
Cooper meets up with all of the deputies, they're kind of going over the clues. Like, okay, so this happened and this happened. It was a really good refresher, and I thought it was smart. It didn't feel forced or anything like that because, like, there's no
Yeah,
recaps back in the day.
I noticed that too. And another thing, I was talking about how we've talked before about how like my personal favorite character is Audrey, with Cooper being a close runner up.
Mhm.
Man, I'm starting to for the like the top three, and like Ed, I really like Ed. But dude, who's starting to grow on me is Sheriff Truman, man. Um,
Oh, I like him.
I
Yeah.
thought I thought he was kind of wooden at first, and maybe he kind of was, but there's the guy whose wife is like betraying him, basically. What Catherine's husband? I forget his name.
Oh, yeah. Is it? I want to say. I know it's Martell. I want to say it's Pete, but I could be wrong.
I think it is Pete. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel
there was
bad
that
for him.
scene, dude. Oh my gosh, like genuine. Like I think that might be the most human part of the show is that scene where he's like he's grappling with the fact that she may actually be gone. I kind of doubt she is because usually if you don't see a body, that means they're alive. But he's in universe. He's grappling with the fact that she might really be gone, and even though they didn't really have a good marriage and she hadn't been a good wife to him, he still loved her and he's still mourning her. And then Sheriff Truman is just sitting there, like being a good person to lean on and just like letting him talk and being just not trying to solve his problem, not trying to really facilitate anything, just letting the men grieve verbally. And I thought that was like, I'm like, dude, oh, that's like really sweet for a pig. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, it was a good scene. I like Pete, that little storyline. And then you talked about Audrey a little bit. Not like a ton of scenes in this, but obviously she avoids sleeping with her dad, who owns the brothel, which was kind of funny. And then Blackie gets kind of pissed off at her for it. Not There wasn't a ton with her in the episode, but it seems like the brothel might be a pretty big part of season two. Did you have any
Well,
thoughts
it's
on?
it's I just like homegirl, what did you think was gonna happen? You know your dad owns the place. Why are you surprised when he shows up? You know what I mean? It's just like I thought for me it almost was like a storytelling flaw to me because it's like, well, if she's going there to investigate and she's even like floated the idea of her dad somehow being connected to Laura's murder somehow, or maybe just having been sexually involved with Laura, it would seem that she would expect to potentially run into him there. So like, why is she acting surprised? It just didn't land with me. It was a little bit off-putting, personally.
Yeah, I personally didn't mind it. I just wanted more. I feel like it was just
Yeah,
very quick compared to everything else that happens. It goes, dude, the episode, 94 minutes, I think it goes by fast. Like I was kind of dreading it a little bit, but it's
flies.
just like flies by where you just don't have, they hit a lot of the characters, but just there's not enough time for, I wanted to spend so much time with other characters. What do you think about Bobby's scene with his dad at the diner? I thought that was kind of a boring scene. It didn't really move me either way.
It was good. It was well acted and executed. I kind of like a lot of times I don't really understand Bobby's facial features because he's always like,
Same.
you know what I mean? He's just kind of
Yeah.
just a douchebag. You just want to just he's got a really punchable face. But I thought that was a sweet scene. I don't really know if it adds anything, if it moves the plot forward anyway, if it's going to become relevant later. But maybe this was Lynch telling us that like it doesn't have to move the plot forward and it doesn't have to be connected to anything. Like this is a show about a town, and these are the kind of things that townspeople go through. So this is what you signed up for.
Yeah, I just I don't like him. He's, he always gets into trouble, but I'm kind of on the same boat with you, where he's just very annoying. I could do without him, but he adds to the drama. I mean, because he's just always involved in stuff. So
I feel like him and Audrey would be a good couple because they're both chaos
yeah, for
agents.
sure. Yeah,
Um,
they'd either be a great couple or a horrible couple. Who knows? But I wanted to talk
yeah,
too
yeah,
about
both, probably both.
the reception to the. I want to talk about the reception to the episode when it came out. Just a few of the reviews. So this guy who worked for the AV Club, which was kind of an outlet that reviewed television back in the day, said he noted that there were some moments in season two, episode one, that are as strong as anything in the first season, but right from the beginning, it feels a little off. Even though David Lynch directs the double length second season premiere, it lacks the sustained intensity of the first season episodes. He added that the Giants' first appearance to Cooper is perversely unsatisfying, but criticized some of the episode's plot holes, giving it a B plus rating. I disagree. I felt like this was one of the most intense episodes of the entire show.
Yeah, I think we need to track down that guy and nail him to a cross and make an example out of him because
That's
it should
crazy.
be it should be illegal to have that bad of an opinion.
I feel like not only was it intense, and I don't think there were any plot holes, it kind of stepped it up a notch. I feel like it's like when you watch back in the day when you would watch a sequel to a movie, it just feels bigger and better. That's what this felt like to me. I thought it was leaned into the weird and the storytelling was stronger. I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, even like it this is I can tell this is like very much a show with an X factor because even with me like at a meta level, I know that Cooper survives and there's like a season three,
Hmm.
25 years later and all that stuff. At the same time, even knowing that and the comedic nature of the opening scene, I'm still worried that he's gonna die. I'm still like,
Oh,
please
for
don't do
sure. Me
that. You know
too.
what
Yeah,
I
no,
mean?
me too. Yeah.
So to act
Uh,
like there's no intensity, to act like it slows down or something, that's just kind of that's kind of a little bit ridiculous to me.
there was another review. I want to read one more review, just a little snippet. This guy said, it features turning points for some major characters as well as several occurrences of supernatural visions. He rated it 4 out of 5 stars. And this other guy gave it a mixed response and said, the Giants' appearance, about the Giants' appearance, he said, we're off to the wacky races. Almost immediately, however, one can sense creators David Lynch and Mark Frost starting to buckle under the weight of their own success. That's insane. I can't believe that.
Dude, I am so sorry. It may be my Wi-Fi, but everything you just said was a jumbled mess.
Oh, I was
You're
basically,
frozen. Can you hear me?
yeah, can you hear me?
You're clear now.
Perfect. Okay, we good?
Yes.
I think we're good. Yeah, I think because I'm watching it on my end
Wait,
and it's recording. Yeah. Can you
damn it,
see
you
me?
just broke up again. I guess it's on my end. Um, can you move your hand around? Yeah, let's try again. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. I
All right,
think
can
I
you hear
think
me
it's
now? Are you good? Can you hear me now?
yeah. There's a little bit of a delay though.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll wrap it up soon. I'm recording everything on my end, so I'm getting
I,
everything. Any final thoughts on season two, episode one?
think that's about it, man. I'm really glad to be watching the show after like wanting to be a fan for a long time, but it took kind of forever to become a fan, to have the time to become a fan. And it's got me hook, line, and sinker. I'm here for the ride. We're not even halfway through, so it feels pretty nice.
I mimic everything you said. I can't wait to continue through the season. The killer episode. I don't know why I was kind of dreading it a little bit. The length scared me, but it flew by. I'm very excited to tear through it. I thought it was fantastic. So we will be back with season 2, episode 2 recap tonight or tomorrow. So stay tuned.